Did you know that originally there were only supposed to be 3 John Wick movies, but after the success of the 3rd John Wick movie, John Wick 4 was created, and I'm so glad that they decided to make another John Wick movie because this one was the best movie in the entire franchise. So for John Wick 4, it is once again directed by Chad Stahelski. This movie felt very different from the past 3 movies, not only with colors that are used in it, but with the storyline and just the overall feel of the movie. This movie is also the longest running movie of all the John Wick movies. It is almost 3 hours long. There's just so much going on in this movie. Everything in this movie is just next level, and I think Chad Stahelski just did an amazing job once again. Just taking an amazing franchise, which is really rare for a franchise like this to be as successful, because eventually people just get tired of, the same old character being rehashed and redone, and oh, it's another sequel and a sequel and a sequel, and then eventually the movies suffer because people are starting to lose interest. John Wick, however, is actually every single movie, the amount of money that it makes back it's exponential. So I'm really excited to see how much money this movie ends up making, because John Wick 3 made like 4 times the amount of its budget, which is incredible. One thing I really loved about this movie was it felt a lot like a spaghetti western. Just how guns were presented, and there are a lot of dueling aspects to the movie that weren't present in the other 3 movies. So I love the spaghetti western vibes in this. I'm a huge western fan. They also combined a genre called the wuxia genre. It is a specific Chinese movie genre which focuses on 3 aspects: melodrama, over-the-top martial arts, and lots of swordplay. It was just really cool. It's basically like if the wuxia genre and the spaghetti western had a baby, that's what John Wick 4 would be. Another thing in this movie that is worth noting is the use of color. Color has been very prevalent in all 4 of the John Wick movies. John Wick 2 and John Wick 3, blue and magenta colors were very present, but this time the cinematographer for the movie, Dan Lauston, wanted to change it up. So he chose to go with a cyan and a orange palette, and these colors have symbolism to it. And the color cyan would symbolize like the good. John Wick is usually portrayed in a green or bluish light, and then orange would portray all the bad guys, the antagonists. Almost every scene in the movie there is orange, cyan, or a mixture of both. The color is used in every single movie, but it seems for John Wick it's almost like it's its own entity. Dan Lauston said in an interview, when it comes to using color, there's a fine red line between getting it right and going too far. But one thing I didn't really like about this movie was there was a character, he called himself Mr. Nobody. He was hired by the Marquis. He was okay, but I felt like his character honestly wasn't really needed because he didn't add a whole lot to the story. He didn't really have any redemption. There's no character arc with him. I just feel like he was kind of just thrown in there to add a little more excitement and drama, but he really wasn't necessary. This movie I've been waiting for a long time. John Wick 4 is definitely my favorite movie I have seen so far in 2023. So for John Wick Chapter 4, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 Mudflaps. And before you go, drop in the comments below, what is your favorite movie franchise? And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I will see you next time.